I always hated how quiet my memories felt. Growing up in that house, I never heard words like good job or you can do it. What I heard was Ryan shouting from the hallway, "Move, loser, you're blocking the mirror," and Ella whining, "Mom, why does he dress like that?" It's embarrassing. And my parents? My mom usually sighed and said, "Just ignore him," while my dad called out, "Ryan, hurry up, champ, we're leaving." No one ever said my name with pride. Not once. I learned early that silence was safer than asking for anything. So I stopped asking. I kept my dreams to myself and built them quietly, almost secretly. When I started my tiny tech idea in my bedroom, Ryan laughed and said, "You? A startup? Bro, you can't even fix your own phone." Ella smirked and added, "Please don't embarrass the family." I didn't answer. I just nodded and went back to coding. Years passed like that, me working nights, hiding my laptop whenever someone walked in. No one cared what I was doing anyway. And when my company finally took off, when investors started calling me instead of ignoring me, I kept everything hidden. Even after it got acquired and millions landed in my account, I said nothing, not a word, because I knew exactly what would happen if my family found out. One person knew, though, Ethan. He was the only person who stuck around when I was nobody. He sat with me during all-night coding sessions, ate cheap noodles with me, pushed me when I wanted to quit. He was the only one I trusted. He knew about the money. He knew about the company. He knew who I became. I lived simply on purpose. No luxury car. No bragging. No fancy clothes. Just peace. I rented a small apartment and pretended nothing had changed. I liked the freedom of people underestimating me. I liked being invisible, but everything shifted the moment my phone rang that evening. I glanced at the screen and froze. "Mom," I answered slowly. "Hello?" Her voice floated through, too warm, too sweet, like honey covering something rotten. "Hi, sweetheart," she said. My stomach tightened. She never called me sweetheart. I asked, "Is everything okay?" "Oh, everything's perfect," she said. "We were just thinking. It's been so long. Why don't you come for dinner tomorrow night?" "Dinner?" "Yes, a nice family dinner. Everyone will be there. Your dad, Ryan, Ella. We all want to see you." I forced myself to breathe. "Why now?" She laughed softly. "Why not now? Can't a mother invite her son without a reason?" She absolutely never invited me without a reason. Still, I said, "Okay, I'll come." 6 o'clock. Don't be late. The call ended with a click that felt colder than the air around me. I stared at my phone for a long moment. Something didn't feel right. Something was off in her voice, in her sudden kindness. In the perfect tone she always used only when she wanted something. I whispered, "What changed?" But the answer didn't come. I grabbed my jacket and walked out to clear my head. The city lights flickered against the pavement, and the evening breeze felt sharp. As I walked, I called Ethan. He picked up on the second ring. "Yo, what's up?" "My mom invited me to dinner tomorrow," I said. He paused. "That's weird. Exactly what did she say?" "She acted sweet." Ethan laughed. "Okay, that's definitely suspicious. Did she ask for money?" "No," I said. "Not yet. So why invite you?" I swallowed hard. "That's what I'm trying to figure out." Ethan grew serious. "You think they found out?" "I don't know," I said quietly. "But it feels wrong." "Bro," he said, "you hit everything perfectly. You used different addresses, different emails, different accounts. No way they know." I rubbed my forehead. Still, her voice didn't sound normal. Sighed. "Look, just go. Observe. Don't say anything extra. Keep everything tight." "Yeah," I said. "That's the plan." But as I walked home, a sudden chill ran down my spine, sharp, icy, almost warning me. Something wasn't just off. Something was coming. I stood outside my apartment door and whispered the question that had been clawing at my thoughts. Since the moment my mom said family dinner, did they find out? The hallway stayed silent, but the feeling in my chest already knew the answer. I reached my parents' house right at 6. The lights were on, and the windows glowed warm, but something about that warmth felt staged, almost forced. When I rang the bell, the door opened instantly, like they were waiting behind it. Mom smiled too quickly. "You made it. Come in, sweetheart." Sweetheart again. Twice in 2 days. My chest tightened. Dad stepped forward and patted my shoulder. "Good to see you, son." Ryan appeared behind him with his fake grin. "Look who finally decided to show up." Ella waved from the dining table. "Hi. We've been waiting forever." The sudden sweetness from all of them made my skin crawl. I walked in slowly. "What's going on?" Mom touched my arm. "Nothing at all. We just wanted a nice family dinner, right?" I said. "A normal dinner," Ryan snorted. "Don't be dramatic. Sit down." Took a seat at the table, and everyone followed. The plates were already set. The food, way too fancy for a normal family night, sat untouched in the center. No one moved. No one lifted a fork. They just stared at me. I cleared my throat. "So, why the big setup?" Dad didn't answer. Instead, he reached into a drawer beside him and placed an envelope on the table slowly. Like he wanted me to feel every second of it, Mom whispered, "Mark, maybe we should ease into it?" "No," Dad said. "He needs to see it." My stomach twisted. "See what?" Dad slid the envelope toward me. "Open it." I stared at it for a moment, then picked it up. The paper felt heavy. Too heavy. I pulled out the documents and almost forgot how to breathe. My bank accounts. My investment statements. The acquisition contract from my startup. My net worth written in bold numbers. My entire private financial life laid out on the table. I whispered, "How? How did you get this?" Mom leaned forward. "Why didn't you tell us, honey? Why hide something this big from your own family?" Ryan scoffed and crossed his arms. "Because he's selfish. That's why." Ella pointed at the papers. "So this is all real? You actually had all this money while we were struggling?" "I wasn't hiding it to punish anyone," I said. Ryan cut me off. "Oh, please. You let us think you were broke. You let us treat you like a burden. You let us pay for dinners when you could have bought the whole restaurant?" Ella's voice rose. "You could have helped me with my car payment. You knew I needed it." Mom's tone sharpened. "Why didn't you tell us?" "We're your family." Dad stiffened. "Mark my words, I will not tolerate being kept in the dark like this." I felt a pulse of frustration. "I didn't tell you because I knew this would happen." Mom frowned. "What does that mean?" I looked around the table. "This, right here. You aren't happy for me. You're mad because you didn't get access to it." Ryan slammed his hand on the table. "Damn right I'm mad. I could have used your help for my business," Ella added. "We could have traveled. Upgraded the house. Lived better." Mom stared at me with hurt eyes. "We're your parents. Don't we deserve to know what's going on in your life?" My voice shook. "You only call me when you need something. Not once have you asked about my work, my health, my life. So no, you don't get to demand I hand you money," Ryan snapped. "You're unbelievable," I shot back. "And you're predictable." The room went silent, except for the sound of Dad's chair creaking as he leaned back. His expression wasn't angry anymore. It was calculating. He said quietly, "Someone close to you told us everything." My heart stopped. "What?" Dad tapped the envelope. "These didn't fall into our hands by accident," Mom added softly. "Someone thought we deserved to know the truth." My throat tightened. "No, impossible. Only one person knew." "Only one," I whispered. "Who?" Dad shrugged. "Ask your friends." My chair scraped backward as I stood. "I don't need to ask. I already know." Ryan stood too. "Where are you going?" "We're not done talking." "Yes," I said, "we are." Mom reached for me. "Honey, don't leave like this." I pulled my arm away. "You didn't invite me for dinner? You invited me for an interrogation." Dad's jaw clenched. "If you walk out, don't expect us to fix things later." I looked him in the eye. "I never asked you to fix anything." I headed toward the door. My heartbeat pounding louder than their voices behind me. Ella shouted, "At least buy me the car." "You owe us that much," Ryan yelled. "This is why no one trusts you." Mom cried out, "We're family." I opened the door, stepped outside, and whispered, "Family doesn't do this." The door shut behind me with a final thud as I walked to my car. One question burned through my mind so fiercely that it drowned out everything else. I drove faster than I should have, my hands gripping the steering wheel so tightly my knuckles turned white. The whole ride felt like a blur streetlight stretching. My heartbeat pounding, my mind replaying Dad's words again and again. Someone close to you told us everything. There was only one person close enough. And that thought hurt more than I wanted to admit. When I reached Ethan's apartment, I didn't knock gently. I hammered the door like I was trying to break it down. He opened it slowly, eyes widening. "Man, what are you doing here?" His voice cracked, and that alone felt wrong. I didn't step inside. "You tell me," I said. "My family knows everything. Every number, every transaction, every detail I never shared with them." Ethan swallowed hard. "Look, just come inside, okay?" "No," I said. "Say it here." He looked down like he was trying to gather courage he didn't have. My heart sank before he even spoke. "Can we talk?" he asked. "We are talking," I said. "Just answer me. Did you tell them?" His silence was louder than any confession. I felt something inside me twist. "Ethan, please don't make me say it again." Out. He rubbed his face with both hands. I messed up. The words cut through me like a blade. My voice came out quieter than I expected. "So it was you." He winced. "Your brother came to me. Ryan said he just wanted to understand why you were being so distant. He made it sound like you were shutting your family out for no reason. He paid you," I said flatly. Ethan froze. His eyes flickered, guilt, shame, fear, all mixed together. Yeah," he whispered. "He offered money. I needed it. I thought if your family understood, maybe they'd treat you differently. Maybe they'd finally see your worth." "You sold me out," I said. "For what rent?" "A new phone. A few $100. It wasn't like that," he insisted. "I swear I didn't think they'd confront you like this. I didn't think it'd blow up." "I thought you thought..." I snapped. "You thought you had the right to tell them about my life? About my company? My bank accounts? You had no idea what I went through with them. I was trying to help," he said weakly. "No, you were helping yourself." He tried to step forward, but I stepped back. His face fell when he realized what that meant. "Please don't look at me like that," he whispered. "How should I look at you?" I asked. "You were the one person I trusted with everything, and you threw it away like it meant nothing." "I screwed up," he said. "I know I did, but I can fix it. I'll talk to your family. I'll tell them." "Tell them what?" I cut in. "That you betrayed me? That you sold information that wasn't yours to sell? That you broke a friendship for cash?" He pressed his lips together. "I'm not proud of it, but I didn't think you'd react like this." I laughed once, a sharp, broken sound. "Then you never knew me at all." "Don't say that," he pleaded. "We've been friends for years. You're like a brother to me."
"Well, brothers don't do this,"
I said. "Ryan already stabbed me in the back, but you knew what they did to me. You knew how they treated me. You knew why I kept things quiet, and you've still handed them the knife." I was desperate, he said. "I needed the money, and I needed someone I could trust," I whispered. He exhaled shakily. "Just tell me what I can do." "Can let me go," I said. "Because I'm done." His eyes widened in panic. No, please don't do that. Don't walk out on me like this." "I didn't walk out," I said. "You pushed me out the second you opened your mouth to Ryan." He reached toward me, but I stepped away again. "I'm sorry," he said, voice breaking. "I swear I am." "I believe you," I replied. "But sorry isn't enough." The hallway felt colder. My chest felt heavier. But my decision didn't waver. "I trusted you," I said. "More than anyone, more than I should have, and now I know why that was a mistake." "Please," he whispered, "don't end this. It ended the moment you betrayed me." I turned around. He didn't follow. As I walked down the stairs, my heart felt like it was tearing itself apart. I'd lost my family years ago, but now I'd lost the only friend I had left. When I reached my car, I leaned against the door, breathing hard, I really am alone, I murmured. The words tasted like blood and truth, and for the first time, I believed them. When my phone buzzed for the 5th time that morning, I finally answered. Mom, stop calling. I need space. Her voice sounded soft, too soft. Honey, we just want to talk. Come home. We're calm now. Calm. Right. Still, I drove back, hoping, maybe just maybe, they had realized how much they hurt me. The moment I stepped inside, Ryan spoke first. Good, you're here. We need to discuss something important. Aside, I'm not here for another fight. Mom waved her hand. Then don't make it one. Sit. We just need help with a few things. Dad cleared his throat and slid a stack of papers toward me. These are our bills. Mortgage, insurance, some overdue loans. You can cover them, right? My jaw tightened. You invited me here. For money? Ryan leaned back on the sofa. Don't act surprised. You're rich now. We're family. Yella crossed her arms. And I want a car. A real one this time. Something new. Something that shows you care. I stared at her. You've never asked how I am? Not once. She shrugged. You're fine. You have millions. Dad tapped the table impatiently. Stop dodging. Your brother's business is struggling. He needs investment. You can easily put in $200,000, Ryan added. It's not charity. It's support. Something you should have done years ago. My chest burned. Years ago, you laughed at me. All of you. You told me my startup was a joke. Mom frowned. Why are you bringing up old things? This is about helping us now. Shook my head. No. This is about you pretending to care only when I became useful. Dad snapped. Don't disrespect us. Family helps family. Family, I whispered. Where was that family when I was eating noodles every night just to keep my company alive? Where were you when I needed encouragement? Ryan scoffed. Stop acting like a victim. We didn't know you'd actually succeed, Ella chimed in. Exactly. No one thought you'd make millions. Don't blame us for that. I rubbed my face, trying to breathe. I didn't tell you because I didn't trust you. And today proves why. Mom leaned forward. Listen carefully. You can change our lives with a single decision. It's selfish to keep everything to yourself. Selfish, I repeated. You want luxury, comfort, and security. All paid by me. How is that not selfish? Dad slammed his hand on the table. Watch your tone. My voice trembled. You watched me struggle for years. You never cared if I ate, slept, or broke down. You didn't believe in me? You didn't even try. And now you demand everything? The room went silent for a moment. Then the door opened and Uncle David walked in, holding a bag of groceries. He froze when he saw our faces. What's going on? Mom said quickly. Nothing. Just a conversation. He looked at me. Your face says it's not nothing. I exhaled shakily. They want my money, Uncle. That's all this is. Dad snapped. Don't make it sound ugly. Uncle David lowered the grocery bag and stepped closer. Karen, Mark, the way you're talking isn't right. Mom stiffened. He's our son. We deserve honesty. He shook his head. Honesty is one thing. Pressure is another, Ryan muttered. Here we go. Uncle David ignored him and put a hand on my shoulder. I'm proud of you. You worked hard. They should be proud too, not treating you like a bank. My throat tightened. Thank you. For saying that, Ella rolled her eyes. So he complains a little and everyone forgets we're family. Uncle David turned to her. Family doesn't guilt people into buying cars. She huffed and looked away. Dad leaned back, irritated. David, you're making this worse? No, Uncle David said calmly. You're making this worse. You never supported him. Not once, Mom whispered. We support him now. I stepped forward, shaking. No, you want my money. You don't want me. The room froze again. Ryan stood up. You're being dramatic. For the first time in my life, I said, my voice breaking, I'm telling the truth. Dad pointed at me. Lower your voice. Why? I shouted. You never cared about me until I became useful. The silence that followed felt like a heavy curtain dropping. Uncle David squeezed my shoulder gently. You don't owe them your peace. My eyes burned, but I refused to cry. I'm done being treated like nothing. Mom looked away, ashamed or annoyed, I couldn't tell. I turned toward the door. If you want to talk again, talk to me like family, not like customers. No one said a word as I walked out. For once, I didn't look back. I didn't plan on going back so soon, but something inside me snapped. I walked into the living room and said, we need to talk. All of us. Dad crossed his arms. If you're here to apologize, do it fast. I'm not here to apologize, I said. I'm here to tell the truth. The things you never knew, or pretended not to know. Mom sighed. Not this again. We've already talked, I said. You talked? You demanded. Now you're going to listen. Ryan smirked. Fine. Say whatever makes you feel important. I clenched my fists. First, this house you keep threatening to kick me out of? I bought it. Mom blinked. What are you talking about? I bought this house for Dad 5 years ago, I said. I put it in his name so he wouldn't feel embarrassed. I wanted him to feel like he earned something. Dad's mouth dropped slightly. You bought it? Yes, I said. Every brick, every inch. I paid for the renovations too. The roof that leaked, I fixed it. Quietly. Ella scoffed. You're lying. Why would you do that? I looked right at her. Because I hoped one day you'd treat me like family. Ryan laughed. You really expect us to believe you did all that? I have receipts, I said. I kept everything. You never noticed because you never cared enough to look. Silence filled the room. I took a breath. Second in your business. The one you want me to invest in? Ryan crossed his arms. What about it? Your investors contacted me, I said. They told me everything. The missing money. The fake numbers. The unpaid suppliers? His face drained of color. You're bluffing. I'm not, I said. They warned me not to give you a single dollar. They said your company is a sinking ship. Mom glared at me. How dare you accuse your brother? I'm not accusing, I said. I'm repeating what your own investors told me. Ryan clenched his jaw. You don't understand business? I understand honesty, I said. And you don't have any. Dad opened his mouth, but I lifted a hand. I'm not finished. Ella rolled her eyes. What now? Your tuition? I said softly. The one you said Mom paid? She didn't. Ella froze. What? You dropped out for a semester, I said. They threatened to remove you from school, so I paid it. Anonymous transfer. I didn't want you to be embarrassed. Ella stared at me like I was speaking another language. Why? Why would you do that for me? Because you're my sister, I whispered. And I thought one day you'd see me as your brother. No one spoke. No one blinked. It was the first time I had ever seen them speechless. And then I heard the knock. Dad groaned, annoyed. Who is that now? I opened the door, and Attorney Miller stepped inside holding a thick folder. I'm sorry for dropping in unannounced, but this is urgent. Mom forced a smile. We're in the middle of a family moment, no, I said. Let him speak. Miller nodded at me. I reviewed the documents you sent. The loan under your name, the forged signature, it's all confirmed. Dad stiffened. What loan? Mom muttered. This isn't the time. I turned toward them slowly. You took a $60,000 loan under my name 8 years ago. And his face went pale. We planned to pay it back. You forged my signature, I said. You stole my identity because you knew I had nothing back then. You knew I wouldn't fight, Mom whispered. You were young. We needed help. You didn't ask, I said. You didn't trust me. You just used me. Miller placed the folder on the table. The loan is due now. The bank is demanding payment. There's no extension left. Shh. Ella gasped. You really forged his name. Ryan rubbed his forehead. This is bad, Dad growled. We did what we had to do. Families help each other. I shook my head. No. Families don't steal from each other. Mom reached for my arm. Please, We can fix this together. I stepped away. There is no together anymore, Ryan snapped. So you're just going to abandon us? You abandoned me years ago, I said simply. I'm just accepting it now. Dad stepped forward. If you walk out that door, I'm free, I finished. Mom's voice broke. Please don't do this. I picked up the folder for Miller. I'm paying the loan because it's attached to my name. But after that, I'm done, Ella whispered. You're really leaving? For my own peace, I said. For my own life, I looked at each of them one last time. No more lies. No more using me. No more pretending we're a family. And I walked toward the door. No one stopped me. Not this time. A week passed before I finally replied to their messages. I didn't agree because I wanted to fix anything. I agreed because I wanted it to end cleanly. So when I walked into the restaurant and saw them sitting together, I felt nothing but a strange calm. Mom stood first. Honey, thank you for coming. I nodded. Let's just talk. Ryan cleared his throat. Look, man, last week got out of hand. Out of hand? I repeated. That's what you call it? He looked around nervously. I was stressed. The business is falling apart. I wasn't thinking straight. You sold out my privacy, I said. For cash? Ryan swallowed. I said I'm sorry. You didn't? I replied. Not once. Ella leaned forward, eyes red. We're trying, okay? We're all on edge. Crying won't change anything, I said softly. She sniffed. I wasn't crying for that. I'm crying because I hate that we're fighting. I looked at her face. Or because you're scared I won't pay for anything anymore. Ella stiffened. That's not fair. It's honest, I said. Mom clasped her hands like she was praying. Sweetheart, we know we made mistakes, but we're still your family. You forged my name, I said. That's not a mistake. That's a crime. Mom's jaw tightened. We were desperate. You didn't understand the pressure back then, because you never told me, I said. You took the easy route. You used me. Dad finally spoke, voice low. We didn't want to burden you. You burdened me anyway, I said. Just quietly. Mom sighed dramatically. You're being harsh, Dad whispered. Karen, stop. Mom shot him a look. I'm trying to keep this family together. I leaned back. You're trying to keep your benefits together. Ryan rubbed his face. Can we not turn this into a blame game? I stared at him. You betrayed me for money. I needed it, he argued. My company, your company has been failing for years, I interrupted. You didn't ask for help. You manipulated someone close to me to get it. Ryan shifted uncomfortably. I shouldn't have involved Ethan.
I know, I said.
You shouldn't have involved me. Ella reached across the table, her voice small. Can't we start over? I miss when we were all close. When were we ever close? I asked. Her mouth opened, then closed again. Mom leaned forward. We can fix this. You have the money. We have the bond. Let's not throw it away because of one bad decision. One. I asked quietly. Just one? Mom waved a hand. You're holding on to the past? You mean the loan? The lies, the mockery, the years you never saw me? I asked. She looked irritated. Why dig all that up? Because you act like it didn't happen. Dad spoke again, barely audible. We should just apologize, Mom snapped. For what? Wanting help from our son? I looked at her, really looked, and everything clicked. The fear in her eyes wasn't about losing me. It was about losing access. I whispered, you're not sorry. She froze. What? You're not sorry for what you did, I said. You're sorry you got caught? Ella's tears fell harder. That's not true. I pointed gently. It is. If you truly regretted it, you wouldn't be defending it. Ryan frowned. So what? You think we don't care at all? I think you care, I said. Just not about me. You care about what I can do. Dad looked down at his hands. I wish things were different. Me too, I said. But wishing won't fix it. Mom tried again. If you walk away, you'll regret it. I shook my head. No, I regretted staying silent. I regretted letting myself be treated like a tool. But walking away? That's the only thing that feels right, Ella whispered. So this is it? I nodded. This is it. Ryan leaned back like I'd punched him. You're really cutting us off. I'm choosing myself, I said. Finally, silence wrapped around the table, heavy and suffocating. Mom's voice trembled. We're your family. I wanted a family, I said. All my life, I wanted that. But I can't force people to love me the way I loved them. Ella wiped her face. Can we at least stay in touch? When you're ready to talk without expecting anything from me, I said. Then maybe, Dad whispered. I'm sorry, son. It was the only apology that felt real. I stood. Take care of yourselves. Ryan looked away. Ella stared at the table. Mom's eyes burned with anger she couldn't express in public. As I walked to the door, a strange peace settled over me, for the first time in my life. The weight on my shoulders lifted. I wasn't empty. I wasn't broken. I was finally free. The restaurant smelled faintly of garlic and bread, but I didn't notice. I only noticed the faces in front of me, Mom, Dad, Ryan, each one, bristling with expectation. Fear or frustration. I took a slow breath. I came today to finish this, I said. Not because I want to fix anything, but because I need closure. Mom's eyes softened. Honey, we've been waiting for you. Please, I forgive you, I said. Not for you, for me, for my own peace. Mom's mouth opened, then closed. But you don't understand. I do, I interrupted. I understand better than you think. I understand that forgiveness isn't a tool to get what you want. I understand that love isn't something you demand, it's something you earn. Ryan leaned back, arms crossed. So what now? You're going to forgive us. And give us money. I shook my head firmly. No, I'm not fixing your mess. I'm not paying your debts. I'm not helping you anymore. You had your chance, and you threw it away. Ella's voice trembled. Please, just a little. You can help me, right? No, I said quietly. I helped you when you didn't even notice. I've already done more than you'll ever see. Mom's hand went to her face, trembling. I just wanted what's best for you. I thought we were helping you. I leaned forward, voice calm but firm. Helping? You were using me. Every word, every demand, every manipulation. It wasn't love. It was greed. And you think it's love because you hid it behind family. Dad's head lowered. He didn't speak. His silence spoke more than words ever could. Ryan slammed his fist lightly on the table. You're really walking out? After all this? Yes, I said. I'm walking out. And not because I hate you. Not because I'm angry anymore. But because I finally realized I don't need any of you to define my life. Ella's lip quivered. But we're your family. You can't just leave like this. I shook my head. You can call yourselves my family, but you lost your chance to be anything more. I won't give you the satisfaction of controlling me or my life ever again. Mom's knees seemed to buckle slightly. Please, you're my son. Don't do this to me. I kept my eyes on her. I am your son, but I'm not your servant, not your ATM, and not your pawn. You made your choices. I'm making mine. Ryan stormed out without another word. Ella's hands reached for mine, pleading, but I gently removed them. I won't fight you, Ella. I won't argue. You need to learn boundaries. Like I had to learn. Dad's gaze never met mine. I could see the shame, the defeat in his posture. He whispered, almost to himself. We lost him. I stood slowly, feeling the tension lift from my shoulders with every inch I rose. You didn't lose a son today, I said quietly. You lost the chance to ever know who I became. Mom gasped, tears spilling down her cheeks. I never meant to hurt you like this. You did, I said gently. But I forgive it. I forgive it all. For me, Ella sniffled, turning her face away. I don't understand. I thought you cared. I do, I said. I cared enough to survive without you controlling me. I cared enough to protect my own life. That's love too, Ella. Sometimes it's love for yourself. I didn't look back as I moved toward the door. Each step felt lighter than the last. like I was shedding a weight I'd carried for decades. Mom's sobs echoed behind me. Ella whispered something I didn't catch. Dad stayed silent, defeated but alive in his own sorrow. Ryan was gone. He's probably already planning his next frustration, but I didn't care. I pushed open the door and stepped outside. The cold evening air hit my face, crisp and clean. For the first time in years, it didn't feel empty. I felt free. Truly free. The streetlights stretched in the dark, but I didn't feel lost. I wasn't running. I was walking forward my own man, my own life, my own choices. And for the first time in a long time, I smiled. I whispered under my breath. Almost to myself, they didn't lose a son today. They lost the chance to ever know who I became. The wind brushed against my face, and I let it carry away every memory of their greed, their lies, their manipulation. I had built my life alone, and I would continue alone, but stronger than I had ever imagined. Freedom tasted like sunlight after years in a dark room. I stepped into the night, unburdened, unafraid, and finally entirely my own.